Okay, so here we go. This time, Sepsi is playing Patasar Fury. Basically a Bloodthirst deck with Melusine Sove. And Ninja Pang on the other side is playing.
If only they knew.
With Yen.
So, shall we warm up with a fire spell?
There's a funeral boat. Sepsi's gonna have to find a way. I mean, I don't know. I think. What's the win? Is there alumni in this deck too? There's a Letitia. With no alumni. You could, however, get alumni from Rune Word or Chapter Wizard's Rune Word. So you still don't really want to give these guys the chance to get points. I mean, you're not answering this earthly before. We see Forbidden Magic come out, gets a Revenant. Sepsi probably has to answer that. Cutting Slash takes care of it. And Funeral Boat plays for another 2 points of damage. Here comes Rune Mage. Remember when Funeral Boats used to work on both players' turns? Probably Adept or Drummer is going to be the play. It is Drummer, in fact.
Again and again.
Puts it in the back row to protect the Banard student. Or to boost the Banard student rather than the Rune Mage.
The windmill. The sticks spin around and smash you.
Interesting. Why not hit the Rune Mage? Then you could kill it with the Dim and Light Longship. There's also an Ulfid in here. Damage an enemy unit and units adjusted by half their power instead. Interesting. Ulfidin is currently active and will be active next turn. Is that the reach card? Aretuza has 5 points on it though. Ninja has a very good hand. Like, these are cards that you probably don't want to play unless you're winning the round. And if you end up playing the rest of them, it's way too expensive. So Ninja ends up passing. Sepsi needs not like 11 points here, I think. This should be enough. Because it would do 4 and 2, 6 and 1, 7. Maybe not. Shit. And this is not enough. It's gonna be a tie. Yeah, we're gonna see the location come down. Sepsi wins round 1, but had to go down 2 cards to do it. And Ninja Pang is kind of in a commanding position. I guess Sepsi's gonna try and bleed, but with this hand, it's gonna be hard. There's Lady of the Lake into for Oniro. Maybe it's Oniro into So. Nope, Sepsi just passes.
We've no room for renegades. We've no tolerance.
The Chapter Wizard's gonna get played. And there's now an alumni in the graveyard. Does this deck play Necromancy? Or Shawnee? It does not. So that alumni isn't really gonna matter, it seems.
helping hand.
2 spell weavers on the board now. And shield given to both of them. So there's, short of Champion's Charge with full leader, there's really no way to remove them. This is gonna be rough. Like it's gonna be Oniro into Solve into Melusine.
What's it gonna take?
But this can just be purified. And that's the end of the game, is it not?
You best yield now.
Wait. What? Also, the Solve is now at 5 power, so it's just gonna die. No, it's not. Ninja Pang's just being a bro? Nope. He just didn't realize it the first time.
My home is wherever the road takes me.
Yeah, that's it. Step C's out. Unfortunate. I like their decks. What else Melusine doing there? The deck uses Solve to pull out Melusine. Waits for it to grow, and then you kill it with Champion's Charge. But Ninja Pang said no. So, that's that. Alright, round 2 is starting. Congrats Ninja Pang for advancing to round 2, and thank you to Stepsty for bringing cool decks. I wish I could see them. But we bugged out of game 1, and then game 2, well, it didn't look very winnable from what I saw. Okay, so we're gonna have Max Tremere versus Art Beetle, Dian Pain versus Espeon, Yanevsky versus Ninja Pang, Youngface versus Mastigos. So Mastigos, I think, is gonna stream their game. So you can watch it there. I think we're gonna watch Max Tremere versus Art Beetle. Art Beetle is the winner of last week's tournament. You want to watch Espeon versus Dian Pain? Okay. Anyone else? Type 1, 2, or 3 if you want to watch a different game. Espeon says watch game 1. Okay. He says don't watch my game. Alright. Fair. Echo wants to see game 1 as well. Okay. So we'll watch Max Tremere versus Art Beetle. Let's take a look at their decks. So Art Beetle brought a very Art Beetle lineup. And then Max Tremere also brought a Max Tremere lineup. And you'll see what I mean by that. So we're going to see some Shoops. Oh, it's actually Renfree Vamps this time. Right, yes. It was Renfree Vamps last time as well, but there was no Morvad before. Now there's a Morvad. Renfree, Morvad, Regis, Rune Mage, Geralt, Riptide. We got Gale, Queen of the Night, Doragary. There's a Knickers for thinning, a Renfree's Gang, and Wallhunt Riders. There's also a Maxi. So decent enough consistency here, I think, for a Renfree Vampire deck. There's a Geralt of Rivia Tall Punish, and a 2-power Renfree to round out the gang. Don't watch my game at Dex. I'm gonna lose 0-2. I don't believe that. You always do better than people expect. Okay, let's change this to round 2. Beetle 0 Max Tremere. Max Trememe. accept the invite. Beetle's second deck is Cleaver, Count Reuben's Treasure, Scoundrel. I've actually been interested in playing this deck. It seems cool. There's no Novigrad, but there is a Casimir. I was watching someone else play this with like Philippa and Rodanian. We got Reckless Flurry Witchers, pretty much a staple at this point with Geralt Professional, Portal, etc. So you're gonna submit 4 horrible decks so they have no idea which one of them is a wasted ban? That is a strategy. We got Enslave 6. Oh, very vanilla Enslave from Beetle. Okay. Not a very Beetle-y lineup other than Renfrey Vamps and this Witcher's deck. Like, I would not have expected these 2 other decks. Maybe Beetle was trying to quickly come up with some decks for the tournament. On Troco's side, we have also Enslave 6, but with Angoline this time. 1 Remedy. And 2 Scholars. We have Shoop movement deck with Fran, so double Shoop with Shiru. 1 Whisper, obviously, 1 Harvest, Rune Mage, Perdea. So this is like Shoop, Perdea, Shiru, Fran. And then we have Shield Wall NR with Shoop and Temple again. Even at 17 provisions, Roko's making it work. 2 Locks. And a Frigate. Cool. And then this is Lario's Scenario Brewis Kashi deck. Morntart, so we'll have to see how that does. Alright, let's take a look at the bans. You brought 2 Quacks decks? Very nice. This is the way. Kekity Kek says Flaggy Diddy Kek Flags. Right. So we got Croco bans Beetle's Vampires. Scared of the 5-power Nekurat. Nekurat, more like Neku Gymrat. Remind me to play some vampires, by the way. I've been needing to.
Crush those vermin!
Alright, so it's Temple Shoop Shield Wall versus Enslave 6. And I believe this is Devotion Enslave 6. Yes. No Angolim here. Looking for Temple, hasn't? Oh, sorry, looking for Rune Mage, I guess. There's also AA and Onira. So Temple is getting played. We have Roche, Princess Ada, and Libiota. Our deck is not Devotion, so Ada's probably not great. Excuse me. Roko's trying to decide. Another Libiota. We also got Siggy Dijkstra and Gerhardt. And then there's also another Gerhardt. Okay. What did he pick? Ada and double Gerhardt. Let's go. So Ada has synergy with what? With this Cursed Knight? And I guess Gerhardt could get you that 5 provision spell that creates Revenants. Is there a Revenant in this deck? There's no Revenant. No Selkirk. Any other cursed units? Not really. But this is Cursed Scroll, probably grabbing... Or no, that's Temple. So Temple grabs Enseus for the boost. What's he gonna put back? Or no, that was... So he Curse Scrolled and say it's back and then grabbed the Temple. Okay, what's he gonna shuffle into the deck? I'm very confused. Why waste your Curse Scroll there? He must have changed his mind.
Just a peek. That is all
And there was a Reaver Scout too on the other side, so
Long live, etc.
that was probably a questionable card to play. Like, it was better to play Griffin Witcher first, maybe?
Knights get princesses and we get what? Bloody Striegers!
Beetle's just been playing like Diplos and a spy. Beetle hasn't played Calvin yet though. Gotta be another scout, right? Oh, casting contest is better than a scout because you can use it the same turn. Well then, NG doing NG things. I think Troco's passing. He could play the Squire and get more carryover, but I don't see how he stays
Axe or mace, sir.
in fights for the round. And then Beetle says no carryover for you. So Troco plays Vile and gets the Grace proc. Things are happening. This ping that, which ping this, which ping that. Okay. Here comes Calvin
I
finally.
shall not repeat Emile's
And
mistakes.
this is the moment, I think. Will we see an Enseus or will we see a pass? I mean, there is this card, but there's 2 points a turn on the other side, and yeah, we saw the pass. Alright, strapping. It's gonna be an interesting one. How will Troco... Will there be a bleed? And, I mean, you don't want uneven. At the same time, does the Calvi deck want to bleed? Especially when they're drawing into Vigo and Lydia next. Horus would be second form. You couldn't... Nothing's been given spotting, so you can't... Artad is currently not valid. Mage Tortures will need to give Artad some valid targets before he can be played. We're gonna see Remedy
Best give up now.
or a Redanian. Like, what Troco would have loved would have been losing round one, not on even, so that on the dry pass he could play Rune Mage. But now if he plays Rune Mage, Beetle can just decide to play a Mage Torture and keep playing. That's what Beetle wants. Beetle wants the Rune Mage. But it's not looking very easy to get. currently Truco's ahead. So you would get to go into round 3 with even cards if Beetle passes here.
And if I
Beetle wanted to keep playing
here,
and was
then?
forced to play Mage Torture. This is very tempting for Troco. Like if he figures that the second Mage Torture is not in hand and there's no Vigo, I mean that's a very hard thing to figure though. He played a bronze, which then brought him to a copy.
I hate nothing more than a creaky door.
Starting to get tricky. Looks like Troco's gonna have to go down a card. This should be the Frigate, I think. Nope, it's Rune Mage. He wants to keep the card. What's for Scoia'tael? Looking for some sort of hand buff, maybe?
This is elven
Gets a
land,
brigade.
Mar, upon which your kind dies.
And gets ahead by 2 points. Brigade is a soldier, by the way, so it does have some benefits. But between Reinforced Ballista and Coup, Beetle can now play their own Rune Mage. Oh, there's even a Master of Puppets. Not that it would be great here, but it would apply Spying to a bronze after you yoink it. We see instead Arcane Tortoise come out, and this Rune Mage proc the Assimilate twice. Turco's wishing maybe he had played Lock now. This is the Anseus target, so it's fine for it to be 9 power. Because even with Stefan, it would go to 13, and Anseus would still get full value. This is 13 points. It's not enough to get ahead. But instead, we see Frigate and a Shield Walking to prevent the yoink. Beetle now has a pass. Like, Stefan, Artaud, Torres, Vilgefortz is pretty good for 7-card round 3. Especially when you're also drawing Lydia, Vigo, and Mage Torture / Remedy. But then Troco would... Okay. You see Artaud into Lock. This is getting very dicey. Alright, we should see Marguerite to lock the Artaud. That's what I think is going to be the play.
I could be your great-grandfather's great-grandfather.
Thing is, like, this doesn't get you ahead enough, does it? This is 6 points. So, in that case, you'd probably be better off playing your Lock first. Because now Stefan is going to get full value on the Artaud.
Guided by the light of the great sun.
We see Torres on the room. Okay, this is going to be a 2-0. Troco's going to have to go for Shoop Yoink.
I'll gladly help, if I live to see it.
And just hope to get lucky. There's still 3 Assimilate engines on the board.
The revolution is inevitable, merely a matter of time.
Alright, right, let's see the yoink. Let's see the skill.
Have you no honor? Stand and fight!
Goes for Anseus first, but that just gives him a opponent a Vilga Force target. Like, and it still wasn't enough to get ahead or even close to it.
You mistake stars reflected
Parting
in a
spirit,
pond
what
for
needs
the
ye
night
to leave
sky.
this world ever free?
If you went Shoop Yoink last turn, he had a chance. A very small one, but like a Yoink on a 15. Okay. Beetle wins game 1. Hey Adrian, how's it going? Alright, so this time Troco's gonna have red coin. He's got his Shoop Shira deck, or his Shoop Temple deck, or his Shoop Kashi deck. Those are the 3 options. Beetle, on the other hand, can play Line Pockets or Witchers. For blue coin, I predict it's going to be SK Witchers. Achievement is on, so pretty good. Awesome. Glad. Shout out to all the people participating who make these tournaments possible. And Mastigos for helping set it up. And of course, you guys for being here. It is a Sunday tradition at this point. Tournament number 92. Yeah, I'm predicting... For sure it'll be Witchers on this side. So, what will Max Tremere pick? Maybe Kashi? No. Guerrilla Tactics. It is.
Damn it.
Here we go. Both players play Vile, but it's open decklist, so it's not like this affects anything. It does mean both players thin one. Portal is going to come down for Beetle. Also, I was wrong about the coins. Yeah. No, I wasn't. I wasn't wrong. Because I thought she would play Witchers from blue because Syndicate's not good from blue.
Neath the ground rest countless riches and corpses.
So Troco's playing a miner. In case he has to play... Can he Shiru 7s this round?
Why don't train on the cone? I hate it.
Maybe not. Okay. Gonna see
I
how
must
to
re-examine
describe.
the manuscript.
Goes to 6 to deny offering. Will we see D shackles? What are the other shackles targets? Not a lot of good ones. So, yep, shackles immediately.
Take care of your blades, and they'll take care of you.
And then portal procs again. Troco plays Rune Mage. Interestingly enough. So he's gonna ramp up the pressure. He's not just gonna gently give up round 1. And he wants to set it up so that he can shoop at any time. When you're defending a bleed, if you can shoop Yoink on turn 1, it can sometimes be very valuable. Hey, Mirishka. You're just in time for some banana tiger action. Another miner.
Never ever whistle in a mine.
Why is he clicking the vial?
No, do the pendulum. I'm much better at that.
They're both clicking vial. It's an open necklace tournament, guys. I hope. Got all the grasses. For 12 points. 18 to 30. But this is 13. So Troko can get there in 2 cards. We should see Maxi here. And I believe that's what we're seeing.
Another little thunderbolt.
That was very quick, which means the deck order was terrible, so he just quickly put something at the bottom. Offering gets used. And the boost is gone to Vesemir. Charcoal passes after playing Maxi. He didn't want to play Waylay or Harvest, interestingly enough. Maybe he didn't want to be forced into playing Heatwave. He wanted to save Heatwave for like a Berengar. All God and Offering are in hand for Beetle, so I don't expect a pass. I expect Beetle to play All God here.
Revolutionaries plowing reformers.
That's a lot of carryover. Just got generated. This is gonna get pulled with Quen. These guys are gonna come out with Adrenaline, like with your Trio Thinner. And then Mentor is a card you always want to play in the stack. The Beetle is actually going to end up going for the long round. And Troko gets to play Oniro for some carryover. This will be interesting. I think Shiru is happy with a long round against Witchers. He's gonna have to see the lines though. That like, it's not easy. Both players will be looking at that. Interesting draws for Beetle. You probably don't want these Bear Witchers in hand. Certainly don't want this one, right? I guess Beetle didn't want to brick. Didn't want to brick the trio. Just gonna play Quen for them, I guess.
Death to old war.
Onira can play Mentor. The Offering, yep. Gonna be one of the trio. So now 2 of them are at 8 power, 1 is at 6. They'll go to 9 power, which will be like once Vesemir Mentor is played.
For you, a very special item I have. A surprise.
Okay, Troko already setting up more Shiru boost
I'd lend you a hand,
options.
but then I'd have known.
This should see a backup plan, or no, Rebuke. Rebuke is easy here. Are there any units other than Witchers and Relics in this deck? I don't believe there are.
Splendid crops this year. And
So
ever they
that
shall
should get a
be.
net skull.
Leave it to me.
Yep. And now Fran can get Geralt pro'd. There's also 2 leader charges. Troko finds the archer, which is really good here, I think. Because you take out the Witcher to prevent Zeal for Geralt Pro, and then you put 2 bodies on the board. And you don't mind, you don't care too much if they get removed. You want to have points on the board against Reckless Flurry to prevent them from being able to get that, like, remove stuff or predict what their leader charge is going to hit. If you guys could try and keep it in English so others can participate, please. Even if it's broken, terrible English, it's totally fine. Skate Witchers can't even look at it and disgust me. Yeah.
My folk have suffered much.
That isn't fast. No. People are just talking.
Any last words?
Geralt Pro removes Fran. Are we gonna see a waylay? Yes.
For the Daisy of the Valley!
This is the Bear Witcher, is it not? No. Onira for Vesemir.
I'm too old for this shit.
Shoop Destroy would be 12 points. Or 13. Very random. Or... yeah. I think that's your best bet. I mean, you could go for Yoink, but... oh, what? Gonna go for boost 4. That's 14. I guess it's 1 more point. And even the best Shoop Destroy random, so...
Need a hand? Just chop one off.
yeah, I'm not sure about these leaders. But here we are. See, Heat Wave on the 9. Rocco just wants to wait to the last moment for him to shoot.
No. You can't just sacrifice it.
This is 5, right? So Shira will play for 15 points here. Best case, I think.
Who am I to kill?
If he leaders this once and leaders himself once, then it will be 12. But if he just leaders 3 times, that's also 12. But then he gets 2 more points from the boost on his side, so... I think that was the best Shira he could get.
Not bad at all.
So will the trio be enough? Looks like it will be.
I hate portals.
Try 8 points. And with that, Beetle advances to the next round. Oh, claustrophobics, you're right. Oh, he should have killed the other 2 and then the Berengar dies. Oh my god, Troko. Troko. If you kill the 7 and the 6, the Berengar dies. I forgot about it too. Hey, Gasper. Oh, that was crazy. All right, let's take a look at the bracket, see where we're at with the other series. If there's one that's 1-1, maybe we can catch Young Face versus Mastigos. So Ninja Pang beat Yanevsky 2-0. No, you lost by 8 points, Stroko. Berengar is 12. And you would be getting 10 points from the other line. I'll keep it a buck. I'm gonna be a 2-0. Yeah, you win. Yeah, it was 40 to 32 at the end. Yeah, you had that game won. You're just a papige. All right, let's see what's happening in Mastigos' game. I just maximize it. There we go. So Mastigos is playing Stockpile Mutagener. This looks like a GWENT deck. He's against Young Face's Prime Olaf deck. He's down 35 points and it's round 2. He doesn't have scenario. I was in bed for a week. I can say it's because I'm sick. It's because you missed the tournament last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever. You need more practice. See you next Sunday. Okay, Young Face is passing now with a pretty big lead. And Mastigos has Temple and Scenario in his deck. Just chilling. He needs 28 points. I mean, I think Hansel gets him there. But at what cost, right? Because he also has to put it back row and gets no carryover from that. What? And we're still playing Henselt afterwards? Was it not enough points before? I guess he saves a leader charge here now, but... Oh no, that's enough, that's enough! You don't need to leader again. You just ping with this, and then Henselt will get 2 points. Will Mastigos see the line? No! Mastigos did not see it. So, for those who don't know, Henselt will boost at the start of your turn. Yeah, see? That leader was unnecessary. But he's... sorry, they're Giga cooked anyway. Like, if you're gonna leader twice, then don't play the Caraballista. If you're gonna play the Caraballista, then don't... He's mad he didn't get a scenario. Just get rid of the... Mastigos is like, where's my scenario? Because you're playing Temple. You deserve every bad thing that happens to you. Temple, mutagen, stockpile. Are you kidding me? Like, think of all the consistency you had to cut to fit Temple. And Mutagenerator. What will second form temple even do for us? I guess it will put Sigvald back in the deck. Nope, not anymore. So playing Temple now won't work. He can play back row and boost it, but then Sigvald will just get pinged down to 5 next turn. What he should have done was play the Siege Tower, I think. What they should have done was play the Siege Tower, sorry. I guess it wouldn't have mattered. Sigvald is now 14 power and untouchable for this Devotion stockpile temple deck. You 2 out Espion? Did you guys play friendly or what? Okay, I'll fix it. Thank you. His leader charges are just going to be for a Siege Tower. I don't know how round 1 went, but I don't think it was... It didn't seem like it went very well for Mastigos. And Young Fates is just, like, making sure to brick... No. What you do is you ping your own Radovid, and then you put the Canute... It doesn't matter. This game is over. I guess that works, too. You don't have to ping. Maybe he's hoping that Young Face will play a 6 power or less card next to Sigvald, and then Mastigos can oil it, and then I mean it's gonna be decreed to Canute. Heck. Will we see that was double leader? I guess we do not. So Temple has in it a Radovid, right? Canute's back, boys! Yeah. Here comes Mastigos' points, but as you can see, it's not really enough. Next turn, he'll click, or they'll click Radovid, and then they'll click Siege Tower for 4 points or whatever, and then they'll winch the Siege Tower for another 7 points or something. But that, like, Young Face could just pass now. And Vastigo still can't catch up. Even though Young Face has 3 cards in hand, Young Face could pass. But instead we see Melusine or Fukusio into Olaf. The Mastigos is being a trooper and just playing it out. So Young Face will advance to round 3, the semifinals. GG to Mastigos. So, chat, type 1 or 2. Do you want to watch Young Face versus Ninja Pang, or do you want to watch Art Beetle versus Espeon? 1 or 2 for which game you guys want us to watch? Oh, I'm sorry. I need to fix this. Yeah, my bad. It's gonna be Beetle versus Dying Pain. Not showing last 2 cards, what a bitch. Yeah, that's what it was. Young Face was scared of you. Alright, Beetle versus Dying Pain, or Ninja Pang versus Young Face. I see a 1 or 2, and a 2. Any tiebreakers? Go 1. Dying Pain wants to show. I mean, we haven't seen Young Face's decks at all. But we also haven't seen Dying Pain, so... What did you bring? There's a Svalbard Artist deck. Meteor Shower, Reens, Frost, and Cast. A lot of people are playing this deck, aren't they? Flaggy number 2 fan. Thank you, Flaggy. So let's take a look at the bands. Beetle band, Dying Pain's Frost, or Dying Pain band Beetle's Syndicate deck. Okay. So Self Moon, Vampires, Reckless Flurry, Enslave. Oh, sorry. Vampires, Reckless Flurry, Enslave versus Line Pockets, Earth Sign, and Tactical Decision. So we are now in the semifinals.
I know you're in trouble. I can help.
Alright, let's go. Beetle is playing Vampires from Blue Coin. Dying Pain is playing Line Pockets from Red. There's a Philippa, there's a Professor, there's a Tunnel Drill, 2 Sesames in hand, as well as a Novigradian Justice, and a Chorus Blacksmith and Eventide Thunder. Wild Hunt Riders come out. Sesame. Arcane. So, looks like Dying Pain's trying to go somewhat uninteractive. This card can get Vitality, so you can spend with it a little bit. I would, to deny a bleed. It's like we're just spending once. Here comes the Plumard. Plumard, I realized that. Nicorette. Gets Veil. Forest Blacksmith comes out. Wait. Huh? How did... Can anyone explain to me... What? How did this come out? There was only 8 coins. Is it bugged where it's based on the provisions of the card? Let's see another Sesame get played here. Like that. Good stuff. Coin count was bugged. It looked like he got another click at 0 coins. Okay, so he actually had 9 coins. It's just the UI showed 8 for some reason. That makes some sense. That makes the most sense. Because I did see that too as well. Just a UI bug. Alright. Card's not bugged. No foul play. Continue. So, at what point can Beetle pass? That point is now, because like with the Arcane on the board and all that bleeding already, like it's actually going to be very hard for like Novi Justice is going to come down with a brawler, no less. We're going to need to see some leader charges because we're losing 5 points. So we need to lead her at least once. No, we're losing more because of there's a Garcane. Actually doing bleed math. That was crazy. So Beetle doesn't have last say. And there is poisons in this deck, as well as... well, an Eventide. So, if the Eventide gives Dying Pain a poison spender. It's a failed experiment. What it's called? They could float it and keep poison as their last card, but that's the only tall punish that we have, right? Because there's a scoundrel here. And the reason this is all important is because Beetle's deck plays Rune Mage, Renfrey, and is trying to get Gluttony for either Morvad or Regis, which would be played last. And that's usually like a 40-something point card. It's hard to outpoint that.
Tales. Novigrad's built on tales.
Sharpen the boat, boys!
Renfrey's gang and a leader charge from Beetle. Yeah, so Dying Pain decided to bleed. I'm not sure why. But now it's going to be very hard for them to keep their card advantage.
Mirak 3.
Thank you for the sub, Mirak. Appreciate it. Here we see Rune Mage. Should go into monsters. Try and find a bleed. Doesn't. There's an Incubus though. Incubus could give a Brawler and a Necrat. Like that would be pretty decent. Because this is Naharashan. Thank you so much for the prime. Appreciate it. Another one.
Share the night, share the love.
Okay, so we're going with the Garcane instead. Instead of giving them a Brawler. Fine with that, I guess. Gale will be the card we play next turn, though, and then we'll have the leader again. Will this Geralt ever get a target? Oh, there's a scoundrel, so yes. That was like value bleed, right? But we're still gonna play the Gale. And a leader charge. It's gonna be Reuven's treasure. Break more carryover.
Honeycup cleanly where you squirming about like
Just the hysteria. I'm not so sure about this. I feel like Reuven's treasure was probably better there, but it doesn't really matter. And now we have Beetle playing the last leader charge. Yo, Varek, thank you for the 5 gifted, man. We got Charity, Chastity. What do we get? Gluttony. We found Gluttony.
I'm not a judge or jury,
Gluttony,
but I can tell you this. He won't sell
+1.
anybody out to buy his future.
Choo-choo, thank you.
And that, my friends, is called integrity.
Low Troic sub height.
So this passive played for 1 and then another 7, 8 points. That's pretty decent. Like when you have Gluttony, you're always going to use it on the last turn. So the blade did something, but I don't know that it did enough. If we draw Regis, that is. Like we've missed Beetle has missed Maxi and missed Regis. So but I guess you have the Morvad, so it's okay. Wait, we're keeping the squirrel? The Redanian? Oh wow, the mulligan on Scoundrel's interesting, but then Dying Pain draws Casimir, which will also go to 9, so it's not like we're bricking the Geralt ever. Like this minimum goes to 9. This flutter is kind of silly, but Again, Dying Pain is trying to deny like Regis value, but there's no Regis. And even if there was, I think you still want to open Casimir to get as much points for that as possible. I guess this would always die to Riptide. But yeah, we're gonna see Philippa. Because Dying Pain needs to spend coins. Somehow. And also get some bodies on the board. Professor can't be played because there's already a bounty now. Thanks to that. I don't know. I don't know why we kept the Slander. Like, we mulliganed Scoundrel so that we could play Slander. That was a questionable decision. But Queen of the Night comes down and purifies the bounty, actually. So now we can play Professor. And not feel like we wasted something. There's Geralt on the Casimir. Yeah. Scoundrel mulligan, most questionable mulligan of all time. There's Professor on Queen of the Night. Can be finished off with this. There's the Riptide from Beetle. It's looking very good for Beetle. Last say more, but I mean, there's still a cleaver, don't get me wrong. But there's a lock for that. Oh, why are we playing this first? Come on. Now we don't have a spender. What? I guess it's fine. 41 points. Good job, Council.
Mankind is a virus, a plague.
So this is 10 points. This is like 38 points. Oh, 38 plus 2, 41 points. And Beetle should be able to take this comfortably. Yep, 56 to 45. So Beetle wins game 1 from Blue Coin with Vampires. And we're off to game number 2. So if we look at the bands one more time and the coins, Beetle's gonna be red coin now. And will we see Enslave 6 get played, or will we see Witchers? Probably Enslave, but we'll have to see. On the other side, we have Giant Pain has blue coin. Probably not playing Syndicate there. Will it be Tactical Decision or Ursine Ritual? This is the Ursine deck. This is the Tactical Decision Red Free deck. And that's what we're going to see. We're going to see Meteor Shower NG Witchers versus Enslave 6. And this is Devotion Enslave 6. So this deck plays Daryl and Soldiers and Freeze Gang. And we now also have Nausicaa Brigades. Since they got buffed last patch. There's Iris Companions. And a Cursed Scroll to grab them. Looks like we have... I think we have 2 Daryl and Soldiers in our hand. Yes, we do.
Sharpen the bolts, boys!
But we have to play a card first before we can use Cursed Scroll, but Cursed Scroll will be used to grab Iris Companions. Probably put one of these at the bottom. Yep, Yep. And then next turn, Iris Companion can be played for like 15 points of carryover.
This time.
Which is a lot. The problem is, this is more of a red point of view stack.
Beware the man of glass.
So Enslave 6 will just play 3 cards, and at any point, Beetle can pass. Be completely fine. Oh, hello. You gotta go for the Kingslayer.
To get our hands dirty.
Get some Mage Assassin, which was top. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Because that was 4 points for free, right? 4 points of tempo if you leader. There's no soldier on the board yet. So Dayland soldiers can't be played. We might see a slave infantry come down just for that reason. You don't want a leader from blue coin here against enslave. Like, we just see a lock instead. 'Cause, again, we need a soldier. There's a Boohurt. And now we'll see Darylin soldiers get played on the back row. Because you do want to thin these to draw all your good stuff.
On the dictates I not clap you with this first.
I guess we're doing that next turn. We wanted the Knight Challenger to boost all the Darylin soldiers. That's actually a cool combo. This got buffed in the patch. Amount of boost an enemy unit has. And it is 6 base power, so it's not, it's pretty decent. It's like a Renfri's gang when it comes to Meteor Shower value. Are we gonna play this? Are we ever gonna play this? I guess you're not in a hurry because of, you can always like leader to hand fix, but there it is. 11 points of tempo. And eventually this will boost everything, so we'll get even more points. Good combo. But Beetle's down 21 plus points and just passes. Easy game, easy life. Played Caldeep. I think 80 point more, but depend on your coin or something else. Like, if you... Like, if you play a card in round 2 to bleed, right? Morvad will boost that turn, and then they'll play a card, and then you'll pass, and Morvad will boost that turn, and they'll play another card to catch up, right? And then you'll pass again. So, like, it depends on a few things like that as well. Like, how many turns, how many times somebody played, like if you tempo pass with 7 cards and they have to go down 2, Morvad will grow further. So you can get a even bigger Morvad than 19. But I think the biggest factor is, was there a bleed?
A person of trifling
Slave
import,
infantry
you
come
say?
down without a target.
Yes.
So Dying Pain has decided to bleed round 2. Which you probably kind of have to. Nope, no bleed. Okay, we're going long round. Getting the Lydia is okay, I guess. But Beetle, like, used nothing round 1. But just throwing Lydia out there is not that big a loss. With Pikemen, like... Okay, so there's... The key threats are Meteor Shower and Reeds, right? Meteor Shower will be played last, so otherwise it just gets cooed and cancelled. And yeah, you absolutely need Last Say against Enslave. So that makes sense why there was no bleed. Reeds will have to be played second to last. It will need to get answered, probably by Stefan or Vilgefortz or like leader plus something. So we see Artifact Tortoise. Both Nausicaa Brigades go to the back row, which is fortunate because you don't want these clogging your melee row. They would reduce your Meteor Shower value. We got the Witcher trio in hand.
The senses can be fooled.
Everyone has their secrets. Everyone.
And Renfrey is in a deck, but we can draw it with leader. We see Beetle clogging melee row with Informant. Going to be a remedy into Slave Infantry to transform the Vigo that was locked. This Mage Torture is going to get Tall punished at some point. There's 2 Tall punishes in this deck. So that leaves, there's another Mage Torture, there's a Artaud and the Brothans. Artaud and Brothans can they both be locked, or can only one of them be locked now? Yeah. Only one of them can be locked now. Wait, there is an Alba. I imagine we're not keeping the Night Challenger. But I question hitting the Mage Torture since that's always going to be our Tall Punish target. And it's not like we have another 4 damage to kill it. So that was a... I think that's a blunder.
And
another Mage
if I insert
Torture.
a needle here,
This should be the turn that Dying Pain leaders. Moorman will go front row because it's 7 base power.
Not all battles need end in bloodshed.
It's not. So this will go in deck, this will go in deck, and then I think Night Challenger. Because you want it to pop out when it gets Vilgefortz. You want to play the Alba from hand.
And the water, my lord.
No, we ditched the Alba because we don't like locking assimilate engines apparently. Alright.
They'll pay for my stolen
What do I
birthright.
know? We got player bronze, so we can still lock something. But that would make Vilgefortz better for our opponent. Pass 4, odd even. Kindness could be the most points. Yep. And we see damage 6. So damage 6 is going to be how we answer one of the assimilate engines. Probably a Prophet.
Her grace will not be pleased.
Melee continues to get clogged with these informants. We could range the 7. That is a play. We can also just lock the Brothans. I don't understand why this... I mean, is the Night Challenger really going to be more points than locking a Artaud or Torres? Guess we'll have to wait and see. It very well might be. We are going to have a lot of units. Okay, yeah. Because Artaud is going to be like... I don't know, what, 10 points? Whereas the Night Challenger buffing everything... I don't know. It's going to be like 14? Extra 7?
An interesting...
But this was going to pop out anyway. If we boosted it somehow, which we would have with Meteor Shower. You see what I'm saying? Like, if Alba was in hand, now we'd have a Night Challenger on the board. Like, we had to know there's a Vilgefortz on the other side. It's better to rinse while there's less assimilate engines. Well, now we can't really rinse anything.
As you have lived by the sword,
We're playing Night Challenger instead. And there was 8 units here and 7 and 5, 12. So it played for like 14 points. I still think keeping this was a mistake. Because this was coming out Possibly on melee row where we could have meteor showered it. We might be meteor showering back row the way that this is looking. Damage 2. That was a 3 and
This could hurt.
9, 12 plus 2. Interesting that we played Ku before playing Artad. Like I would have thought Ku would be a little later. You get more assimilate value. You must have a good reason for that. By the way, this is the card that we damaged, or one of these two, we damaged by 4 points. That we're going to end up tall punishing now. You could Vilgefortz a 1. Or 2, I guess, at this point. You get your own Rico out. Nope, it's Reens. Reens is just gonna play and remove a 7, which is gonna be this 7. Is that leader intentional? Must have been. Stefan will come down and answer the Reens. Yeah, like instead of playing Ku, if we played Artad, I feel like it would have been more points. Dying Pain might still win this somehow. Crazy. Yeah, because the Vilgefortz will get full value. Artad gets leadered. True. I guess we were saving leader for Artad.
This time.
So Leo comes down, gets double boosted. No C's on the Reins. We're saving C's for this so we can tall punish. A 13. That's, or this is actually even more than a 13. So that's what the C's was being saved for, I guess. Or C's could have been on Meteor Shower as well, potentially.
You mistake stars reflected in a pond for the night
That's all I
sky.
need.
So it's going to be Torres on the Leo.
The world shall one day know order again.
It's pretty decent.
Let's dance.
That's not enough. Meteor Shower is easily enough points. I don't think you have to think about it. So, was there a way for Beetle to win that? I'm kind of struggling. I don't think there was. I don't know what Beetle could have done differently. Like, I thought saving the coup for later was better, but it wasn't. Kindness really messed up. But that wasn't the case because, as you guys, as chat pointed out, the who misplayed BTFT. Like I thought saving Cooper after Artad was better, but that's because I wasn't realizing that with kindness, Meteor Shower and Leo could not be cooed because they get boosted by 1 or 2 when they're played, and then Artad himself would just get leadered as well. Now I don't know why Die in Pain leadered so early. I didn't catch that. So now we go to game 3. Where... Oops. So vampires and tactical decision are out. Beetle will be blue coin. Beetle will be playing Witchers is my guess. Reckless Flurry Witchers and not Enslave. Generally prefer not to play Enslave from blue. And then Dying Pain is gonna have to play be playing either Syndicate or Self Wound from red. If you're expecting Reckless Flurry Witchers, do you play Self Wound? Or do you play Syndicate? Interesting. Either way, I'm excited actually because these are some interesting matchups. It's like players are also taking their time. All right, there we go. Both players have selected their decks. Drum roll, please. It's going to be Reckless Flurry Witchers versus Syndicate.
Not your lucky day.
And Beetle, as is tradition, when playing Donkey deck, use Donkey Skin. Well played to Beetle there. Geralt Skin Donkey Ears with Spectacles and a Frying Pan. It's 10 out of 10 combo. I couldn't have come up with a better leader skin combo. And of course, Dying Pain. When playing Syndicate, always use the default leader. It is the coolest one. And the default board, also one of the coolest defaults. Like of all the factions, default leaders and boards, I think Syndicate has the best. Alright, so Beetle opens with Portal. Yeah, Witchers don't mind being blue coin because they have good tempo from Portal, and then they have lots of carryover plays they can do. Like All God, which gives you 10 carryover. And we even have a Neuromancy for Vesemir Mentor. Professor comes down and actually answers the Quartermaster. We see Armor Up come out from Beetle, and the second Quartermaster comes out. This is where I question the Professor. Like, are we gonna contest round 1? If not, why are we playing one of our good golds? And are we ever winning round 1 on even versus Witchers? I guess if you really try, you can. Is there a squirrel in this deck? There is not. So, you know, with Sesame carryover, you can do some stuff.
Gotta dodge. Gotta have the
When do we... Vesemir Mentor has Adrenaline 4. It'll be a little bit before it can be played. We see Shackles come out and unlock the Chorus Blacksmith. Rare Professor Tribute value? This tribute is great. Rare Knuckles Brawler comes out and hits 1 armor. That's pretty good. That's good aim. This Brawler has good aim. But finally, there's an offering target that Beetle's happy with. And what are we offering? Not Mentor. So we're saving all our carryover for later. Because I fully predict that there'll be an Oniromancy into Mentor at some point.
You need people like me.
For the follow, Marusichka. Exclamation Tourney. You want to see the tournament decks.
Touch that. Go on.
Feel the craftsmanship.
Nice command, Mastigus.
Much left of that world.
What did I miss? Hysteria and Gutting Slime. What did we Oniro for? Oniro was for Benchmark.
And painful.
Eskel? Wait, what? Eskel on the tunnel drill? Really? Rather than playing Gwent. Very interesting. Okay, we can still play Nova Justice. That's a lot of tempo. What are we saving Ruben's treasure for?
Now
Just out of
this
curiosity.
is a knife. Get out, you baldy-faced baby.
Blacksmith comes down. Spender that comes with 7 tempo. And it's a crown splitter. Not any good Geralt Pro targets to be seen. Will this be a Bear Witcher?
Not your lucky day.
Yes, it will be.
Double the coin and consider it done.
Oh, that's the biggest bluff of the century. That poison. Surely you get ahead here. Oh, come on. Yeah. Two more. Just basically saying no Geralt Pro value for opponent. Now, a leader charge could do some stuff.
Portals.
But instead, Geralt Pro just kills. Gets ahead, but... And now Treasure actually can't do anything because no Spender. The only way Treasure gets value is if a poison is found. So either a 4P poison special or an Eventide Plunder. But that would take some leader... I mean... Yeah, Dying Pain passes. Dying Pain is okay here. Because they can play Reuven's Treasure and with Flying Redanian, like, they have an answer to Dry Pass. The problem is... Beetle could just play Witcher Trio here and... like, lead that way. So Vile gets mulliganed. Witcher Trio here would be 9 and 16. 9 and 14, sorry. 23 points. But instead, Beetle passes. We have 12 profit here.
I'd seen everything, but I'm actually impressed.
So
Thought I'd seen everything, but I'm actually impressed.
what are we emoting about?
Thought I'd seen everything, but I'm actually impressed.
Bro.
Thought
What?
I'd seen everything, but I'm actually impressed.
Like, literally just click once, play Reuven's Treasure. Do you not know how it works? What? What? You have Redanian!
Actually impressed.
This is, by the way, unacceptable behavior. This player... will have to be dealt with. I think they forgot. Did they have Redanian? That was a very weird decision. Like, also, a deck with only 2 poisons are they just, did they just think that the whole point of their deck is Cleaver? Because here comes Vile. Are there any bronzes left in the deck? Yes, there are. Just play Scoundrel, no tribute. I'm sure he gets heat waved, but. So Beetle's plan is actually just to answer all the spenders, it seems.
Wag your tongue to anyone who sees it.
Inside now.
No, you should spend first and then use leader so you can get your sesames lowered. It's still gonna be okay. Maybe. Wait, I mean, this is not a finisher card. This is a card you want to get on the board earlier rather than later. Ay, ay, ay. Beetle's just kind of outplaying Dying Pain. You're sincere saying it's a good pass? Yeah, but you do that once. You don't do it 4 times. Ah. Nice Ruben's treasure. I think you probably mulligan the Brawler here. $17 points on the treasure, by the way.
Just chop one off.
And then Vile kind of bricks the... Yeah, okay. It's gonna have to be Street Urchins. 21 coins of just sitting there, never getting value.
Now that's the kind of negotiating I understand.
Nice Philippa.
I'm a dwarf for business.
Maybe mulliganing Philippa was the play. Did we miscalculate? Yes, we did. We screwed up the Urchins before. Maybe? No, I guess not. We're not clicking again?
Oh, you've done it now.
Yeah, Philippa finisher is just gonna be a 3-point card. And the ping on the cleaver does arrive. Easy. Okay, that's game. It's got yeah, for next. You forgot? Okay. Please don't spam ping again. Okay. Alright, well played. Beetle advances to the next round, 2-1. So let's take a look at the bracket. Who we got in the finals? Young Face versus Ninja Pang is 1-1. So the winner of that... Oh, Mastigos is watching it. Nice. Let's go. Ah. Because you call them a bot. That's why. That's why they're challenging you. I'd cast it if you guys want to have a grudge match. What is happening? There you go. So it looks like Ninja Pang is winning round 1 against Youngface's Precision Strike Gascon deck. What am I even looking at? Renfree, Catwitcher. Young Face 1, Ninja Pang 1. He has a sword, don't challenge him. I think it's all in good. But yeah, Manhunt. If you had just, like, instead of playing your junior, if you just played your Reuven's Treasure, I think you could actually win that, maybe. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. The Philippa Brick was also painful. Like, Beetle played that well, but Reuven's Treasure, like, that's one of the best things about that deck, is you can play Reuven's Treasure on a dry pass. In your other game, too, I noticed you kept Treasure for, like, very late. You can play it early. Yeah, Ray, not imagine, like, if somebody challenged me and I was retired, which I basically am at this point, I'd suit up. I'd come and do a public best of 3 where I get humiliated in front of everybody. I forgot to add lol. Okay. Wrath, Greed. Shout out to Mathagos for observing the other game so we can see both of them. There's a Sloth. Some good options here. Youngface trying to decide. We see Temperance, Diligence, Charity. Okay, so we got Damage 6 and Split 6. Interesting. Ninja Pang's gonna open with Vile. Youngface's deck is pretty reactive. So it kind of makes sense. So we see Morin come down. There's not any lock targets in this matchup, so fine to just play Morin. Gascon getting Renfree's gang will be huge. We know Rune Mage has been played, so Gascon has a decent chance of getting Renfree's gang. Yeah, but like, for example, in round 3, maybe you mulligan the Philippa. That round 3 was very tough. Yes. But it's still better to play treasure in round 2 on the dry pass, obviously. So we see Ninja Pang leader to get to play offering. Gonna be on one of the Witchers. Forest Whisperer comes down for the poison. Interesting Eskel. Alright, we should see Dwarven Skirmisher here. Leader charge will well, not really. Bear Witcher would answer the Skirmisher, but it can't be used yet. Because it doesn't have Adrenaline. So Ninja Bag is in a bit of an awkward position. Oniro can play a Berengar. But then Young Face could just kill the Eskel and the Berengar dies. If you Vile, this goes to 9. It'll still die. Between... Yeah. So we just see a Bear Witcher come down. And Leader to try and maybe get lucky. If 2 out of 4 hit the 1. But now, I expect we'll see Etriel Merlega come down. Maybe not. Maybe it's unicorns. Well, Leader is 6 and 6. Could board wipe here. This is a 7. It can't be removed. Well, Geralt Pro can remove it. Said we see Heatwave. Okay. Renfrey's gang does come out. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful play by Young Face. Like I said, when you play Rune Mage, you have a pretty good chance of getting that. But you can still miss. It's like, I think, 5 out of 7 or something. So Geralt Pro will answer one of the Renfrey's gangs. That'll be unicorns. That's a very like juicy unicorn target. And what I mean by that is, no, not this. I guess that works too. Merlega does 3 damage. Remember, this leader that does like the curse, the 6 damage or whatever. What you can do is you can etriol one of these to 3 and then leader it, so do 1 plus 6 on either side, but that's not really looking like it's gonna happen. Not the best draw either with the unicorns. But there's a lot of points on the board for Young Face, and Ninja Peng is like, that's 5, and I don't know what the boosts are. Oh, there we go. That's a 10-point card. Six-point bronze here for Young Face. I guess you just have to Merlega the back row and leader the front. $31 points. Are we gonna see 31 points? No, we are not. 23-31. So Young Face actually takes out Ninja Peng. One of the most formidable players in the tournament gets knocked out in the semifinals by Young Face, who will then go to the finals. This is going to be a very interesting series. As you can see, Young Face always brings their own decks, and they're always spicy. Crazy stuff. Yeah. And thanks to Mathicos for letting us see that. What were the other games like? So Art Beetle won last week as well. So they'll be defending their title against Young Face. Now we gotta see what the bans are gonna be. Now we've seen Beetle's decks, so I'm gonna pull up Young Face's decks while we wait to see how that's gonna go. So Earthsign Ritual with Ceremonial Dagger, Olaf, Portal, Sigvald, Canute. So basically no Svalblood. Instead we're playing Fukusia and Olaf. There's a Tempest and Portal for thinning. Tempest will pull out Bear Witcher Adepts or Armored Drakkar. There's also 2 Svalblood Priests for synergy with Drakkar and Adept. We see this Precision Strike Grand Prix deck that we just saw with 2 Cat Witchers and 4 Poisons. Iris Companion, Etriol, Merlega, Moran, and Unicorns. And then we have a Shield Wall deck with Dandelion and Siege Scenario. Princess Ada, Black Rayla. So this is... And Visigoto. Wow. This is kind of like the deck Miyamon's been playing, because I think when Miyamon was playing Kimbolt and some other things. So there's, yeah, this is not a Drog deck, but there is an Ada, a Botchling, and 2 Revenants. Very cool stuff. Yeah, we're seeing Lurkus Flurry Witchers a lot still. So I am gonna ban it next tournament. Next tournament we'll just have like no like SK Witcher trio decks. Like I'm just gonna ban Witcher trio SK deck. That's it. Like those 3 cards with Skellige can't be played. Is what I'm gonna have in the rule set. But other than that, like we've seen a large variety of decks. It kind of tells, like when you see that, it's part of why I think this was a decent council. But we'll see. Like the Cleaver's muscle change aside, council was pretty decent. If you want to see my review of it, just exclamation review, or that gives you like my ranking of all the changes. And on YouTube, I also posted my first reaction when we looked at it. So the pick and ban phase has started. The players are just trying to decide. And then also we have, for Young Face, we have a Morvad Regis deck without Renfree. It's Portal, Morvad Regis, Riptide, Verena. Interestingly enough. There's a Decree, there's a Naglfar, which is 8 provisions. For anyone who didn't realize, like me. I keep expecting this to be 9, but it's actually 8 now, which is good. 2 Mastercrafted Spears, an Offering, 2 Shackles, a Red Haze. Oh, that's a lot of... That's a spicy vampire list. So no humans on this list, but we do have relics and vampires and witchers. So Eskel can remove everything else. What will be the bans? Good question. Yeah, the single offering is also interesting. It can get rid of things like boats and, I don't know, quartermaster, stuff that has armor, right? Because it's a destroy. It's not like you can play Pred Dive, you know? And the other thing is, with vampires, you can get stuff low by bleeding them. And then when they get to 4 power, you can then remove it, right? So it's why I always like Toad in vampires, because you had ways of getting stuff low and then consuming it with the Toad. 7 power Necrorat? That's true, as far as offering targets. But it could also be Riptide. Riptide's a great offering target. Right? Or just your Morvad or Regis. If you have Last Say, that makes your Last Say bigger. Generally, you don't want to offering something that you're not guaranteed to play. And you're not guaranteed to play your Necrorat. If you didn't draw your Necrorat round 1 and you're offering it, it's not like, you know what I mean? You're probably gonna Decree for Regis or Morvad, you're gonna Naglfar for the golds, but you're not gonna Decree for the Necrorat. It's not worth it with Algod? I mean, it's more a question of what's the alternative you would be playing here. Right, so if you want to improve the deck, you remove Offering, what are you at? Alzur's Thunder? Alzur's Thunder is technically 1 less point. And it can't destroy stuff. All right. What do you guys think? Are gonna be the picks. So we got Beetle has red coin, Young Face has blue. And Young Face banned Beetle's vampires. And Beetle banned Young Face's shield wall deck. So we won't get to see that. Will we see vampires, Earth Sign, or see? I think the reason Beetle banned the shield wall deck is that it's the blue coin. The blue coin deck. And Young Face ends up getting 2 blue coins, so that's going to be interesting to see how Young Face deals with that. Right. This deck loves red coin abuse. Vampires always want red coin, and Ursine, like, you don't really want blue coin. You'd rather just defend the bleed. We'll see. Youngface is trying to decide, or Youngface or Beetle are trying to decide what to queue with. So if I'm Beetle here on red coin, since I could get Precision Strike, Vampires, or Ursine, what do I play on blue? Probably not Line Pockets. Probably play Assimilate. Since it's not 3 decks 1 ban, you don't have that situation where you need to play your worst deck twice. So we might not see Enslave pick. Oh, it is Enslave. Okay. And Youngface picks Precision
Pride
Strike.
is all we've left.
So here we are. Draws Iris Companion. Has Curse Scroll to put Sentinels back in deck. Pretty good round 1 hand, I think you can say. You probably don't want Cat Witchers because it's a really good copy target, but you definitely don't want Unicorns or Rune Mage in the deck for Torres. And Beetle does draw Torres. That'll be interesting. Mulligan's a lock. It's another Cat Witcher. Interesting. The Youngface didn't want to have Ciarn in hand round 1. Are we going to see Iris Companions as the opener? Or do we want to wait and put this in the deck first? And if so, then what do we even open with? Yeah, we're going to have to play Iris Companions here. Youngface's hand is a little awkward, I feel.
Seems doable.
So Iris Companions grabs the Rune Mage. Is going to discard the Von Everett. Probably would have liked to like grab the Geralt or the Gascon.
Fine.
But ran out of time. Luckily for him, Beetle hasn't played Torres yet. So Curse Scroll, what will Youngface grab? Yep, grabs the Gascon. This is also a really good Assimilate copy card. So both of these are now in hand, keeping them safe from Torres. And one of the Sentinels is at the bottom, so you know you're not going to accidentally draw it. Oh, we're playing Rune Mage. And we found a Griffin. Good luck copying our Rune Mage now, Beetle. That's young-facingly. That is a baller move right there. Eating your own Rune Mage.
Onward, sons of Nilfgaard!
Oh my god, Calvite procced Harmony on the Half-Elf Hunter. And then, like, they could informant the Griffin. And it would proc again. Well, what does Youngface play here?
Style.
Yeah, Cat Witcher has to be.
I like fighting with style.
And then we get
Everyone
immediately
has their
copied
secrets.
by Beetle. Young Face actually doesn't have a pass. Ooh, this is unfortunate. This is like the downside of the Rune Mage. For 9 tempo. I guess that wasn't bad either. We see unicorns get played. Answer the enemy Cowitcher. And kind of bait a yoink, right? Beetle can coup the informant. That's what we see. Will it be a Griffin or will it be a Cowitcher? It's gonna be a Cowitcher. Cowitcher does proc Harmony. And now the Cowitcher was drawn by the unicorns. And so now that comes out. Much more comfortable tempo for Young Face. It's also interesting that Beetle just didn't play Torres round 1. Beetles decided they're going to keep Torres and they want to use it for our Todd value. There's a remedy for another informant.
Just a peek. That is all I need.
And leader on the Cowitcher. Okay. Wow. So Beetle does not want to play a long round or long round 3 or be forced be bled, it seems. But with that leader commitment, Young Face is now free to play precisions to use their leader, I think. Yeah, exactly. And answers 2 of the Cowitchers with leader plus It gets ahead 18 to 37. Like, usually you don't want a leader from blue coin, but when Enslave use theirs, you're like, okay, fine. We're doing this. And now that's another, like, 2 cards that Young Face can play. We see Brothans come down.
Your name, young man. The man should be
Gonna be another Cowitcher.
Nothing more than a creaky door.
Do you remove the Brothans or do you remove the Cowitcher? Because you're playing Etriol, right? Like, you're playing Etriol for 7 damage here, no matter what. I think you play Etriol and you remove this Cowitcher that has spying.
I will litter the forest with your bones.
And that's what Young Face does. Equalizing the engine power, but because Young Face has Adrenaline first, gets the 2 damage here. Now, this Cowitcher is better than this one because there's units on both rows, but what are we doing? Torres is being played now. Will it be Torres on Renfri's gang?
One day, no order
No.
again.
See, like, I would have put spying on both Renfri's gangs. But here we see Renfri come down. Gluttony, damage 6, base copy, stratagem, and then play bronze. Tough one. You're not gonna play Gluttony, I don't think. Gluttony is like 8 points at most. And then pass 4. Pass 4 is great. Lets you bleed. Split 6. Boost 1. I think it's pass 4. Well, we might see split 6, I don't know. Yep. Young Face really likes this, like, 12 damage ability. Torres is gonna remove some stuff. Going again, what for? So that then you can put spying on Gascon and then play it with Artaud. Like, think of the emotional damage if you out Gascon a Gascon player. So Young Face passes here rather than playing a low tempo card. And here comes Lydia for 9 points, I think. 8 points.
Is merely an illusion.
No, this is actually 6. 10 points. More than enough. And that Lydia's Smurf. I mean, Beetle always makes that, but... The thing is, like, if Calvite goes so deep and you win the round against them, it's really damaging. So, I don't know, maybe... this card was kind of a brick. If you play Gascon, you have no points left. You do have your rent-free carryover, though. I don't see any universe here where Beetle bleeds. So, we're just going to see a pass, and then Young Face plays Maxi. Puts Gang at the bottom, probably. One of them. I mean, I would shuffle this, because... maybe that's... Oh no, you're right, claustrophobics. I'm a dummy. You should not put spying on Earthy's gang. I'm so dumb. That would totally not work. You're right. I forget Assimilate can't do everything. Are we gonna see a mulligan on Renfri's gang, is the question. Well, you kind of have to, right? You play this deck, you just have to believe. Yeah. There's Ciara. No Geralt, though. It's kind of unfortunate. So, Gascon will be the finisher. And it will probably decide the fate of this game. Because if I'm Young Face, I'm just gonna play like, you know, some control and whatever's and. What do you open with here as Beetle? You just lock this? You probably just lock this.
I need not spill blood to make you suffer like never before.
Scoia'tael! Attack!
I think you click. You click because you don't want this to get cooed. Coup would be huge value here. I mean, this still gets, like, copied and disabled, but... oh no, we're gonna see a lock instead. Okay. There's 2 locks in hand. It's kind of crazy.
One arrow. That is all I need.
But I don't know how you outpoint. Like, okay, you lock the Vigo, you lock the Artaud, but... I mean, maybe with Leader, it's still gonna... I feel like it's still gonna come down to Gascon. Oh, this Cat Witcher's a possibility also. Yep. So do you lock the Artaud or do you lock the Cat Witcher? I think you lock the Artaud. Wait, are we leadering?
The wood shall turn against
Why did we
you.
go? Oh, we had to go front. So we get rid of both of these, but the Cat Witcher lives. I think that's okay. Because we have 2 locks left. And not great copy targets for Vigo. What are we cheering for, guys? Let's go, Beetle. Let's go. Or is it Young Face? Probably should have done a prediction.
What is truth if not an
Informant.
My duty? To stick my nose
It's
where it
poison.
doesn't belong.
Okay, so the coup is gonna go on the Forest Whisperer. Or another poison.
Mantle of venom should do the trick.
Morin comes down and locks. Beetle will probably delay the step in to because if you or will they? No. Because this goes to 8 and not 9.
Justice called.
I think the last one should have gone to the skirmisher. I guess they wanted to have as many balance to targets as possible. So we see Vigo get locked. What's our coup target? It's going to be a poison.
Daisies, stand tall, dead one.
Like I said, it's all come down to this Gascon. Because this will be 5 plus 18. And it is. Renfri's gag is found. Skill is demonstrated. And Young Face is going to win this game by a good, healthy 10 points. Beetle knows it. Young Face knows it. Well done. So you can lose round 1 and still do really well with this deck, it seems. 5 plus 20. Oh, right. Yes, because they were boosted. It's not 20. Yeah. 25 points. Okay. So now we have game 2. Precision Strike is gone. So Young Face will probably either play Self Wound or Vampires from Red Coin. What's it gonna be? And then what will Beetle play? Beetle from blue, it's Witchers. I don't think you want to play Syndicate or Enslave from blue. So it's gonna be Witchers. Which means, what does Young Face play? Does this deck do good against Witchers? Geralt Pro and Escol. There's too many removal targets. Assassin is difficult to get premium from opening barrels. I'm still looking. Mage Assassin? Interesting. It should be cheap to craft though. Alright, it is actually enslaved from Blue Coin.
In particular interest you?
Alright. So Beetle says I can deal with vampires from blue. This will be interesting. Because I think Young Face's deck does okay against Assimilate. There aren't any good golds to copy, right? Other than Eskel. And Eskel is in hand. But Riptide is not. Oh, there's Verena. Verena's a liability in this matchup. Well, we don't really have... I don't think... Like, we do play Fletters and Garcanes, but... That will be certainly very interesting. Okay, so Torres immediately. And we're going to copy Verena. It also tells Beetle, like, what bronze... So, being this, Beetle knows there's no Garcanes, no Fletters, and no Fiends in hand. Right? For Young Face. So they know that Young Face has 2 Necrats in hand, and no other bronzes. No other bronze units. This is only units, right? Okay. And then Young Face should know there's no... Wow. Portal into... Or Naglfar into Portal. I guess it was mostly guaranteed. It was 2 out of 3. But if you get Verena, you probably just play the Verena round 1. You don't want it here later. It already has spying on it, so... Right? Spying on Verena.
Onward, sons of Nilfgaard!
Verena and two Fletters. Beetle copied 2 Fletters. Okay. That means you don't want to give Beetle Necrats. Because without Necrats, what is Beetle gonna... How's Beetle gonna boost those Fletters? Harpy consumes the bleed. I think you play the other Necrat here. Otherwise you have to lead her, and you don't want to do that. And you don't want to Eskel now either, I don't think. Do you? Yeah, I would just play... Well... It's gonna be Eskel, looks like. Or Heatwave. Heatwave is better. Yes. That's smart. 1 leader there, it's fine. Joust is playing for 5 points here. We know Regis is up top, so we could decree for Verena or for a Fletter. I think either is fine. So our hand is just all golds, you know? We don't want to like we want to keep our uninteractive stuff for when later, I think. I don't think we want to use them round 1. If we can help it. Riptide is an option. Riptide here would play for 10 points and not get spied on. Fortunately for Young Face, Beetle doesn't have 2 in hand. Is it going to be Fiend? No, it's just another Garcane. That's pretty good too. Garcanes are very good against the third. Yeah, I guess Beetle recognizes that they're not winning this round, and all they're doing by playing is giving carryover. So now, Young Face, who is ahead 1-0 in the series, having won on even, gets to bleed basically for free against the Calvite deck. Now, they do have Regis and Morvat in hand, so they can't bleed down to 0. But they could bleed down to 2. What do you open up with here? It's just Necrorat. Opponent didn't get spying on Riptide, so there's It's not really a way to answer Necrat for Beetle. Beetle doesn't play Assassination. Red Haze. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, no, you don't want that. Okay, just play a Flutter. One Joust was already played, and there's only one Joust in the deck.
A bit of bloodletting.
So we see Remedy or a Necrat. That's really good Remedy value. But I think Necrat comes down because otherwise this would get food. But it's still gonna get hit with a coup, but you're probably okay with it at this point. No, it's Brothen's first. Brothen's first. You copy the Flutter. So Beetle's plan in this round is just to out Bronze Engine Young Face. The problem is, like, this hand is all golds, and then how do you keep a good enough short round to beat Regis Morbud? That's going to be the challenge. This seems like a good Riptide, but it does give a really nice yoink or spying target to the opponent. Maybe it's Mastercrafted Spear first. This next Remedy is just a Garcane or a Feed. Okay, we're just gonna play the other Flutter. That's fine too. Young Face says, "Bring it on. Let's have a vampire off." Be Fiend. Arcane. Arcane to trigger the Necrat. I mean, Young Face is happy to keep playing these bronzes, I think. I'm surprised Beetle took so long to play the coup. I guess they wanted to clue the Necrat. That makes some sense. But now there's an Alp on the board. I think you just play Spear now. And you click the Alp. Oh, interesting. Lydia finds Feast of Blood.
A person of trifling importance.
Letter. Since Coup is gone, like, are you able to play the Riptide here? Maybe? I think you have to play another card. Like, yes, you're giving them a target, but I think Riptide and Leader is enough tempo that if they play a Mage Torture, they're kind of in trouble. Or rather, like, yeah. Here comes Vilgefortz. It gets out of Fiend. And we're losing 2 points here. And another point next. Versus 2. Okay. So Young Face is not ahead. I think Young Face plays Eskel here. And possibly even Leaders. That's what I would do. And that's what we see. Get rid of the Brothans, and now it's a massive point gap. You yoink on the Escol, it'll be Artaud into Escol. But now there's no Artaud, which is one of the scariest cards that you have to worry about for the short round. Vilgefortz is gone. So you just pass. Hope to draw like Spear and Red Haze and Shackles. And win a fairly straightforward 5-card round 3. Is it possible to just listen? I think it's more likely that that's the correct line. Because it's vampires and I know how to play it. And this is Young Face's deck, so they know how to play it. Imagine Tauros could copy specials too. I'm not sure that would be that much better. Other than like Heatwave? No Bugatti Justice. Frogs maybe? This Verena is a bit questionable. You really wanted like these 3 cards, I think. I missed it. Was the Verena the last card that they drew?
I need
Because imagine a Mastercraft that spears here. Oh, your opponent would be so sad. Like, I think the play is just a discard at this point. Like, literally anything would have been better than this Verena. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I think I would just discard the Alp. I would just discard the Alp. Verena's a coup target. We see, instead of a discard, we see Diamond. But Shackles would have been good on the Vigo. I think that's a mistake. We might see Regis get played to finish this next turn.
What is truth if not an illusion?
You go into Emissary. Okay, well then Regis to kill the Vigo now. Easy. Or is it Verena? Because if you Verena and they play Stefan, Vigo doesn't really boost. Running out of time. Yeah, okay. I mean, this is gonna get cooed here, probably.
Break you, drink you up.
But you still gotta answer this, I feel. I think this is a mistake. Because now Stefan can remove the Verena.
Oh, blast is cold.
And remove this. The more might come down.
Don't be afraid. It won't help you.
Regis is 21 points, and that will be enough. But just barely.
Anything in particular interest you?
And by barely, I mean by 2 points. Crazy game. Crazy series. Youngface ends up winning the whole tournament. Let's update. Edit. Yeah. People. Champion of weekly tournament number 92. Round of applause in the chat for Youngface/Weeple for winning this. As always, you can find the deck lists in the tourney list. Thank you, Baphomet. Thanks again to everyone who participated, and thank you to everybody watching. I really appreciate you guys coming here. And I will see you hopefully tomorrow, next time. But if not, then next Sunday will be another tournament just like this one. Cheers.